But to be able to get our win, man, early in the season, week 2, they're going to put in the work. They're going to try to get better. They're going to compete.
Lions beat the Lions. When he does that, Lions.
You look at the NFC, all the teams that make the playoffs last year are beatable.
What if you go to December and they're division leader?
Oh, jeez.
I don't think it's crazy. What does a win mean to the Detroit Lions? Here's what Dan Campbell says about it.
We've got the guys that are they're going to go to work. And no matter what happens, they're going to put in the work. They're going to try to get better. They're going to compete. So that's never going to be the issue. But to be able to get our win, man, early in the season, week 2, you get early validation as to what we're doing.
And the longer you get that validation, the easier it is to come to work, the easier it is to have a belief in the system and knowing what you're doing, and you move forward from there. I think that win was as important a win as this football team could get, again, because
they had to.
You just want to keep this thing going for a while, Bray. The early, not that you won, the fact that you got an early win. They didn't get their first win last year until December 5th.
Yeah, it's an early win like we talked about yesterday. You're talking two games into the season, you're 1-1. And you had an opportunity to win that first game against a team that right now could be the best team in the NFC. It's a good look for the Detroit Lions, man, but you got to stay the course. But bigger than that, I think it's for Dan Campbell, to his point, and to where it really is for the players to watch, everything that they've been working towards, everything that he's said, hey, guys, we got to hit in training camp. Just trust me. We got to hit in training camp. We're going to be good. Hey, guys, I believe in you. Trust me. At every point, whether it was their first win last year, whether it was a couple wins whether they beat the Arizona Cardinals, whether in the offseason, whether it was drafting Aiden Hutchinson, whether it was moving up for Jamison Williams, whether it was Hard Knocks, all you've heard consistently Dan Campbell tell his players is trust me. Hey, guys, come together. If you guys come together, and if you're here, trust me, we can win games. Trust me, we can change the identity. Trust me, you guys got to hit. Trust me, D. Swift, you are that good. Trust me, Aiden Hutchinson is better than we thought he was. All this is trust. You know what happens when you start to see it? I got to trust him now. He's won me over. Like, as a player, as a fan, he's winning the guys over in the locker room. He's won them. And then he's going out there and proving it. He's showing, Jared Goff, the hell what they said about you in L.A. You can be our guy. If you come in, you do what we say. Hey, just be relaxed. Chill. This is your team. We're going to put some guys around you, some talent around you. Hey, everything that he's saying, you can see in fruition. I understand it's only one game. But it was a darn good game to watch them play. They led from start to finish. They controlled from start to finish. They had a chance, and we won. Now you're starting to look at the NFC. You asked me about the NFC. You asked me, does this change? Can I answer that question?
That's exactly where I was going to say. I'll go to you first. Does this change the way you feel about the Detroit Lions? You said 6 wins in your official predictions that we did for the show prior to the season. Are you at 6, under 6, or above 6?
I'm not going to change my picks because I'm going to be the guy. If I said 6 and they win 10, and hey, you know what? I took an L. So it looks like I may be taking an L. But yes, my opinion changed. Not only because of Detroit Lions, Tampa looks beatable. Philly looks beatable. The Vikings look beatable. Green Bay looks beatable. The Saints are beatable. The Rams are beatable. The 49ers are beatable. The Cards are beatable. You look at the NFC, all the teams that make the playoffs last year are beatable. Like the Eagles, now they look like they're getting better. They look like they're the team to beat right now, but the Detroit Lions, what they showed me in week 1, who's averaging 35.5 points per game in 2 weeks? Who's the 4th leading running back in the NFL in terms of yards? Who's the 3rd or tied for 2nd for terms of yard catches? Who's 2nd in touchdown passes? They're all on the Detroit Lions. Look how well that line is played, and they have been hindered, injured, and hampered. So just looking at it from the NFC point of view, the Detroit Lions definitely look like a team where you're asking that question, Ryan, and God, you're going to be right again. Why not the Lions? Why not this year?
I had them at 8-9. I had them losing to the Patriots. But just looking at that team right now and the way it all shapes up, you still got to go to Foxborough in a couple of weeks. And I might switch my game there and make them 9-8. But to beat the Vikings, I got them beating the Vikings at home, not beating them at Minnesota. I think this week will be a very hard week for them. It's not a game that I'm real confident in their win, but I'm so happy that they're 1-1 right now. And when you hear Chris Berman on primetime, and he's like, Lions beat the Lions, when he does that, yeah. Lions, it's fun. They're already in the national talk is what I'm trying to say. And it's going to be great in December when I see that Detroit Lions in the hunt. Well, that's all I want to see.
What if you go to December and they're division leader?
Oh, jeez.
I don't think it's crazy. I really don't. I think there's one team that's playing about as good as anybody, and then everybody else is under that. That's the Philadelphia Eagles. And you just went toe-to-toe with them.
The thing that I
Week one.
Yeah.
Week one, home.
All I have is the information as I
I
have.
got you.
like just like Michigan State play, all we can do is control what we've done in the past and who they put before us. So, like, if you look at the Detroit Lions and you look at them right now, look, it's early in the season. We're not trying to crown them the NFC North champ. We're not trying to crown them the Kings in the North. That's not what we're doing. We're talking about, as we've seen it through 2 weeks, why not them? You know, you look at this NFC North, like, yeah, Green Bay's going to figure it out at some point because they got that man. He's still going to be that man. They'll figure it out. But they don't look like a team that can figure it out to the tune of beating the hell out the Lions. They don't look like a team that can figure it out to a tune of 13 wins. They look like they can figure it out to the tune of them, the Vikings, and the Lions fighting for, 11-6, 10-7, etc. So with the Lions, got to stay the course, though. You got a good schedule, and it's happening in your favor. We talked about it yesterday. Who just played yesterday on Monday Night Football? The Minnesota Vikings. And it was an ugly loss for them. They're on a short week.
Yep.
Playing in the NFL, being on those short weeks, nothing is fun about a short week, whether you're a player or whether you're a coach. Because, guys, you don't get your typical Monday off because now you got to come in Monday. You got to watch a little bit of film. You got to watch the game, break it down. Your Tuesday, you know what I'm saying, you kind of get that. I mean, your Monday, your Tuesday is the day that you're supposed to have off. Now you got to come in and watch film. Now Wednesday, you got to come in and practice. Now Thursday, etc. So coaches try to find a way to tempo down the week. Players trying to find a way to find spaces in there to have some time to themselves, but you really can't. It's always tough coming off a Monday night game, period. Especially when you lose especially when you lose and you're coming into a game against a team that is hungry, that feels themselves on the precipice of turning the corner and changing the narrative. The Minnesota Vikings couldn't have had a Monday Night Football loss at a worse time in the schedule with the Detroit Lions are coming into after a win against the Commanders.
And the Lions beat them last year on the last game that they played them. So they're coming in on a one-game win streak, as far as I'm concerned, against Minnesota. And not a hell of a lot has changed except the coaching staff. So we'll give it a shot, man.